Okay, so let's get started. I want to first welcome our guests. So Alex, you're a guest, correct? First time?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, welcome. And Siobhan also is a guest. Siobhan runs a networking group, as I mentioned, virtual networking group, but out of Ireland. And Alex, I think I met you on was it a lunch club, or did we meet?
I think it was just through LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Wonderful. So for the benefit of our two guests, this is the Trusted Referral Network. We are a group of about 170 or so independent marketing professionals, marketing, sales, advertising around the US, North America, US and Canada, I should say. We do have occasional guests come in from outside of North America. And we're always looking for new guests, people who might want to attend, become a member, and just to spread the wealth and expand our networks. Again, for the guests, we do have a website, which is a directory website. It's trustref.net, where you can find all of the members, the current members of the group by their business name. You can't find them yet by their first or last names. That's an up and coming feature. So usually we do have a showcase presentation, or often we have a showcase presentation that takes the first 15 minutes of our hourly session. Today we do not. Another guest joining. So we'll jump right into it. And since we've got such a great turnout, I think we will allocate about 2 minutes to each person to just give a brief intro, who you are, what you do, what your specialty is, what you're looking for, if you've got any particular asks, how you might be able to help people in the group, or of course their clients. If you have something memorable about yourself, that always helps. You know, telling stories stick, as some of our members like Rochelle will attest to. And so if you could tell a bit of a story about your background, something that's unique, that's always helpful. And then also drop your LinkedIn into the chat so that people can contact you. I'll remind everybody to download the chat at the end. Of course, you could always take a screenshot so you can get people's names and faces associated. That's always a good way. And you could also reach out to me if you say, geez, who was that guy, that handsome guy wearing the purple shirt and with the interesting German name. So Henning, that would be you. All right, and Tracy, welcome. You are also a guest, correct? Well, welcome.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Champagne spelled correctly. Okay. So we'll do it in the order in which people showed up. I will drop that in the chat. I am moving Niki to the top since she has to leave. But give me a sec. Everyone chat. So if you don't see your name in here, let me know. So Niki, then Lynn, then Rajiv, then Lee. I'll put on a timer and I'll keep the I'll keep myself off mute. If everybody else would go on mute, that would be great, because I'm going to put the recording on speaker mode so that whoever is speaking is going to show up in the entire screen. And obviously, if you're not speaking, you don't want to take over the screen. So Niki, you're up.
Great, thanks. Hi, everybody. I'm Niki Fielding, president of Digital Brand Expressions. My team are experts at search engine and social media marketing, we work primarily with companies that are already doing search and social, and they've either started to not get the results they were expecting, or they want to significantly improve performance. So we're a performance agency. We mostly work with Fortune 500 brands, also middle market companies. Because we specialize in the channels and making the channels work for clients, we're able to work across all different industries. Search engine optimization, paid search, social media advertising, that's digital brand expressions. We provide a 10% referral fee when we land a business. And because of the level that we're working at, we ask people not to try to sell us, just simply if you hear someone is in need, just make an introduction, send them to me, and I'd be happy to talk with them. If we can't help them, we'll find somebody else that's more aligned for their needs. We're not inexpensive. We're truly expert level. I think I covered everything.
A few other things I'll add is that you don't charge as a percentage of spend, which is unusual. And can you, you say you typically improve an existing on existing campaigns. Do you have like a percentage roughly, if there's a way to measure it?
That's a great question. I mean, it depends on the clients, but it's not unusual for our clients to have 500% and 600% return on ad spend. We work with clients to articulate very specific goals. What exactly is important to you? Is it conversion rates? Is it cost per click? What is it that's important? And then we will hit those goals. We map out how we're going to do it. There are no surprises. Success is baked into our formula because we do all of the work. We say this is what it's going to take, and then we 100% of the time meet and exceed their goals. So if you look at our clutch reviews, you'll see the clients saying this themselves.
Wonderful. And
Thanks,
Niki is based in the Princeton area, if I'm correct.
Right, clients on a national basis.
Clients on a national basis. Lynn Donaldson in Basking Ridge, moving to Atlanta. Anybody want to buy her house? Raise your hand. Lynn, you're up.
Yeah, please do. Lynn Donaldson from Connect A Strategic Solutions Group. So imagine you're a medical director and you've moved into a smaller company, say $5 to $10 million, but you've never done a product launch before, and suddenly you've got to do one. You don't have enough staff, and you don't really know. You've maybe done half a launch before, but you're really not sure, but you really don't want to tell anybody that you don't know either. So that's where we come in. Because medical directors are very smart people, but they've maybe never done a product launch before, or they just don't have the resources. So we'll help them build the team, develop the strategy, and then implement that strategy. Now, what does that look like? It looks like us taking them by the hand, coaching, cajoling, challenging, all of those things that need to get so that we can get the job done. And what that means to the client is maybe $1.3 billion in sales revenue at launch. That's the success that we actually achieve through our clients when we help them launch their products successfully. So remember, if you know somebody who has got to launch a product for the first time in pharmaceutical, medical devices, then get them in touch with us, because we know how to help them launch successfully. $1 to $3 billion success at launch, that's a big number. Lynn Donaldson from Connect A Strategic Solutions Group.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lynn.
Do I have more time, Michael, or am I out?
29 seconds. Keep going.
And Rajiv and I have just developed a product launch planning tool, which actually helps with the product launch success. Because what we found with our clients were they were using Excel sheets and MS Project, and things were getting messy. There was multiple documents. And so what we do with the tool is we actually align all of that. So not only do we consult to our clients, but then we provide them the tools that helps make their job easier. And the tool is Lily Launch Tools.
Wonderful. And actually, Rajiv can pick up from there since he's next.
Awesome. I'm going to share my screen if I can.
Sure.
Can I?
Hold on. Yeah, one sec. I have to. I'll give you a. Where is my share? Oh, here it is. Give me a sec. I'll start you over again. And sharing options. All participants. Go for it. That should work.
Okay. Share sound. Okay, and let's see.
I had gone through 6 rounds of interviews at my dream company and was told an offer was being prepared. The next day, I received an email from HR informing me I wasn't hired. My executive recruiter informed me that HR Googled me and discovered I had a criminal record. I was devastated to hear this. I had never done anything wrong in my life, never been arrested. I didn't know what to do. My executive recruiter recommended I reach out to R-Square Media. I sent them an email about my situation. I was warmly greeted by Kat Walker, who said the team would look into this and get back with a solution. The next day, Rajiv Jadhav, a reputation repair advisor, called me to share their findings when they Googled my name. They saw someone who looked like me, had the same first name, and was a convicted felon. Despite this being a case of mistaken identity, this would damage my other job applications. I needed that link removed from my Google search results. 2 weeks later, Rajiv called back with good news. With the link removed, my executive recruiter was able to reverse the company's decision, and I was hired. I was glad to have found R-Square Media at the right time. They helped me secure my career and my future.
Got a few seconds left if you want to.
Yeah, so basically athletes and celebrities are calling me when they've been featured on Eyewitness News because their bad press is costing them millions for their deals with Disney and Hulu. And that's where I do my best work. So if anyone, my ask is for introductions to people that do PR, branding, as well as other internet marketers. Thank you.
Sounds good. And I guess you were not involved in the Johnny Depp case, but
Unfortunately not.
Could only wish.
Right. Yeah, exactly. There's probably a little money there. All right,
Yeah.
Rajiv, that was Rajiv. Lee Barnathan.
Hi, Lee Barnathan, LB Communications, highlighting what makes you remarkable and compelling to the people you want to serve. Today, I want to tell you about a mistake I see a lot of companies make regarding email marketing. When deciding on a marketing campaign, too many business owners don't understand and answer one very important question first. Why do it in the first place? What is the point of the campaign? You can't design, structure, build, write, and execute a successful campaign until you answer that question, because the way you execute your objective will be different. Now, email marketing can be lucrative. For every dollar you spend on it, you get an estimated ROI of between $20 and $55, depending on the source you use. But let's be honest here. Those numbers are accurate only for campaigns with clear revenue objectives that are well executed. Everybody else is incurring costs without any returns. Business owners hear experts say you got to segment your email list, you got to design and write the content, you got to test the emails. But these experts also assume that your starting point and those steps are relevant to your objective, and they might not be. What business owners fail to do at least 95% of the time is to understand that different campaigns require different strategies, different channels, and different tactics. It is not one size fits all. A good example is Adidas. In 2017, it ran a campaign called "Congrats, you survived the Boston Marathon." The problem was the word "survive" because there'd been a bombing at the marathon that killed 3, injured more than 260 people, 17 people lost limbs, and PTSD was widespread. Adidas apologized within hours, but then they spent millions of dollars creating videos of each individual finisher the next year. Now, a billion-dollar company can afford that, but small businesses can't. Imagine if you made the same mistake Adidas made. You don't have the resources of a billion-dollar company. You do everything right, and yet you might realize that you're going to make such a mistake that you're going to kill your business. And if you don't kill your business, you're going to be afraid to take that next bold step that you would need to do to take your business to the next level. So here's what I recommend. Well, you're going to have to talk to me to find out what I recommend. Because I've got the 5 steps. There's my contact information.
Yeah, good timing. Thank you for picking up on the time. All right. Since we do have a full house, Matthew, it's been a while. Join us. Tell us what you're up to.
Well, hello. Thank you for inviting me. It's been, I guess, about 3 or 4 years since I've participated in the group, and it's nice to be back and see everyone. In that time, I've been teaching. So I teach at Columbia University and NYU. I teach graduate courses in marketing and communications. And I also do a little consulting on the side. And so one of the clients that I've been working with was the European American Chamber of Commerce. And I also was doing some work with some other international companies coming to the United States. And out of that, I saw that there was really a need that a lot of companies struggle in terms of understanding the US market, the difficulty in terms of legal, visa, all of the various issues. So I wrote a book. I got it's being published by Wiley Publishing. And I just finished the manuscript, which I delivered last a couple of weeks ago. And so now what I'm doing is that looking to how I'm going to promote and try to leverage this for whether it's consulting gigs or speaking engagements. And so, I guess I'm not sure exactly what I'd be asking for, except for, in terms of moving those. I could share with you, I'll share with you the, so this is the website that I just built. And on it, it has, an excerpt, as well as a pre-order for Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and International. There's a book directory which ships any place in the world for free. And I got some early reviews, one from a Harvard Business School professor, David Rose, who's the founder of New York Angels, the president of the French American Chamber of Commerce, and some others. A little bit about the book, a little video that was done, picture me, and then reaching out. So as I said, I'm just starting the process of how do I leverage this. And so I'm really open to any ideas or thoughts that anyone has.
Absolutely. And thank you. You might want to share the link in the both your LinkedIn as well as the link to the website. Sure. And congratulations on finishing the manuscript.
Thank you.
Make it in America. That's great. And Nedra says, great job with your website. Okay, after Matthew, Mark, Herre, then Nedra.
Hi, I'm Mark Herre, and I'm owner at SEO Game, offering performance-based search engine optimization services since 1996. I don't like to call it that 3-letter dirty word. I've been coaching my digital marketers that I'm behind the scenes with to remove that word from your vocabulary. SEO is a 3-letter dirty word. Call it something else, anything. The client will respect you more, and they won't remember the last time they lost their shirt on a campaign if you're trying to close them. I call it rank delivery services, which is the service that helps a website pop on the first page of Google and makes the client super happy. And I do that. And I've been really excited to come and meet with you. I have a ask. If anyone is interested in connecting with me afterwards, I was at a wedding this weekend for my cousin, and it was an outdoor, beautiful wedding. Weather was perfect, and I was sitting there in the chairs with the nice ribbons on my back, and I looked in my phone, and I decided to search in the Apple store for an app, and I typed in my name, SEO Game, and I found out I have an app. So I've been working on it for a long time, and I would love for somebody to just take a look at it with me. It's finished, and it's a referral app, and it's a great way to refer me and make a little money on the side. So anyway, that's me, Mark Herre at SEO Game.
Wonderful. I'm familiar with, was that the guy I introduced you to who has that networking app?
Oh, Chad?
Chad, yeah.
Yeah, how did that go?
Yeah, I think I may have introduced you or vice versa. I think maybe you introduced me, perhaps.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to
Thank
chat
you.
more about it. My head's in a blur. I've been just so excited to have it. It's already working. It's just,
Very cool.
Love it.
Yeah, it's an app that you can white label for doing referrals. Okay, that was Mark. Nedra, then Brian, then Mark Tietbohl.
Good morning, everyone. It's good to be here. I wanted to say this. What happens when you hire a personal chef to cook for you? They usually make the recipes they know. And what I do is the opposite. When I work with my clients on marketing strategy, I don't use cookie cutter approaches. I actually create custom strategies and roadmaps for them. And I'm really excited today. I just launched something something brand new this week. It's been 2 years in the making. I've been teaching different aspects of who I work with my clients on email marketing, on automating your social media, building referral partners on LinkedIn, and reusing your content. And so I have wrapped all of those trainings into this online course that I just launched this week called Marketing Fundamentals. So I'm pretty excited and love to share with you in the chat. I'll put in details, but it's really aimed at people that are just starting to wake up and go, hey, I need help with my marketing. Usually it's solopreneurs, like coaches, consultants, professional services. I've worked with lots of lawyers, those types of folks. These are excellent candidates for this course. They can easily take what I've taught in this couple hours and apply it quickly. So I'm excited to share that with you. And it's been a week of roller coaster rides getting that off the ground. As you can imagine, it's been nice to just relax a little bit and not have to focus on this course for a while. So anyway, it's great to be here, and I'll share that in the chat.
Okay, thank you. That's great. Congratulations on launching that. Did that have anything to do with the workshop, or was that completely unrelated? Actually,
yes. So the workshop is going to be a future module for the course. So I'll just keep adding to the course and expanding it, because I have lots of ideas of what different modules I want to teach. So yeah, that is definitely going to be part of it, probably in the fall.
Cool. Love that. Love the sweater. Really pops.
Thanks.
All right. Let's see. After Nedra, Brian, then Mark Tietbohl, then Sarita. So Brian, you're up.
Thanks, Michael. Good morning, everyone. Glad I could be on. Glad to have me. I'll try and keep it brief as possible. Keep it under that 2-minute deal. Like Nedra, I work with entrepreneurs and professional service firms. My company is Bomb Image, and I like to think that I try to offer clarity, confidence, and comfortability, a word we talked about last time I was on. But ultimately, I try to demystify branding and marketing. I make it simple for people, try to break things down. Obviously, very similar to what Nedra's doing. No cookie cutter ideals here. Just really trying to help people the way they need to be helped. I'll just try and keep it super simple. I'm out of Cleveland, Ohio. Obviously, I can service the country, maybe the world globally as it is. Something a little bit different about me that maybe makes me stand out. I actually went to college for engineering, but quickly realized when the internet came out that I was interested in figuring out what that was. I was helping people develop some websites, and the graphic work came to me because I had some aptitude, and really just ran with that and changed my entire career and went into graphic design. So as I look to that, one of the specialties that I think I bring to the table when it comes to branding is visual identity, understanding what messages people want to send, helping them understand what that is, who their core clientele is, and then helping develop those assets and put those things in place and get them out to the right channels. I don't know if I have an ask or anything, but recently I've been helping a couple of companies with sell sheets, whether they have like overview sheets about all the services that they offer, or if they have specific sheets for verticals that they're trying to reach. I help them kind of pull all that information together, get it into one nice little package, and get these sheets produced, whether they're digital or printed. I'm Brian Butkowski, and my passion is inspiring clients to create their bomb image.
Thank you. And that background is real.
It's real. Yes.
It's a real background.
Sticker.
That's a big sticker. Very cool. All right, Brian, thank you so much. And Brian's based in Cleveland. Mark from Florida.
Hi, how you doing, everybody? For some reason I'm not on the screen, but that's okay. I haven't been doing a whole lot, but I actually would like to hook up with Nedra because I think I could refer her a lot of business. My big thing is really just pre-positioning. So I do a lot of beginning work early in the stages, pre-branding. Haven't been doing much lately because most of the equity groups, rather than giving me months, they give me hours. So, but the good news is I'm really excited that I actually get to teach the intro course for West Virginia, which is the first time ever, and I'm enjoying that. So for the summer. But other than that, I also do a lot of volunteer work. I have 3 different agencies down here, one in North Carolina, one in Pennsylvania. And so, you know, that keeps me busy, probably more than it should. And that's me. So thanks.
Thank you. And by the way, Mark, you might want to connect. Are you familiar with Catalent, C-A-T-A-L-A-N-T?
No.
They're sort of a network of consultants. They post jobs, and a lot of them are PE companies looking to do research.
Okay, good.
So look them up. If you have any difficulty connecting or getting on, let me know.
Okay, thanks.
But I think there's good opportunities. And that actually goes for everybody on the call. It's Catalent, C-A-T-A-L-A-N-T. There are sometimes marketing opportunities. You have to register to receive their requests. They tend to be sort of more strategic, research oriented, but sometimes tactical marketing as well. Okay, Sarita.
Michael, have you or has anyone gotten any projects or work from them?
I have gotten close. I currently have a pitch in there now. The pitch doesn't take that long. They basically ask you for like 3 examples of your work, but not like literally, 100 characters or something ridiculous like that. But it's worth looking into. All right, let's see. Next is Sarita, then Henning. Sarita, you're up.
Well, good morning, everyone. Hailing from Los Angeles, where the Summit of the Americas is taking place. I don't know if anyone's even paying attention to that, but I'm really watching that closely with what's going on with our political relations with Latin America, the countries all throughout the Americas, but particularly when we're talking about the Latin American countries. So I'm Sarita Jackson with the Global Research Institute of International Trade. And why that's so important to me is because my area is focused on international trade, helping companies to, saving them time and money to really understand markets, expanding to overseas markets, and taking advantage of the many consumers that lie outside of the United States and selling their products or services overseas. And my geographical focus, I work all over, but is really Latin America. That's what I know best, lived, worked all throughout the region. And so, so that's why I mentioned the Summit of the Americas. But again, saving companies time and money to understand overseas markets so that they can sell overseas, also sub-Saharan Africa. And I do that, the way that I'm able to help many of these companies is by providing them with customized market research. So I do a deep dive into their resources and capabilities, and then align that with the research required on a particular market, finding the best market for US companies to sell their product or service. And then the second component of that is developing a strategy and then linking them up with resources on the ground. So many of the projects that I've worked on within the last year has been, even though I try to work with US exporters, has been a lot of companies that are actually trying to export to the United States. So many of those projects have focused on compliance matters, especially in the food manufacturing space. And then one, I just had a call with someone yesterday from Northern Africa to connect with buyers and distributors here in the United States. So for the practical side, I do forge partnerships, collaborate with other consulting firms as well as other consultants. Oh my God, this is the first time I've actually reached the time limit. But can I throw one quick thing?
Sure.
Also, I do a peer advisory networking group that I started earlier this year, and it's every fourth Thursday of the month. And I've been really enjoying the groups of people. And I agree with you, Nedra, Eventbrite is great because I get people from all around the world. So I will put that in the chat. The next one is coming up June 23rd, 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. So it brings a lot of people in international trade, service providers, manufacturers to collectively solve problems and collaborate. And it has been going well so far. So I will put that in the chat. Thank you.
Wonderful. Yeah, I would love to add that to, so it's a peer advisory networking group.
Yes.
Okay, might want to
For
add that.
international trade specialists. Yeah.
International trade specialists. Okay, we might want to add that to my networking list of networking groups.
Okay,
So,
great.
I will, it's in the newsletter, the link to it, but you can also ping me.
Okay, fabulous.
Wonderful. Henning Schwinum, then Rochelle. Henning, you're up.
Thank you, Michael. You already pointed out the German name, but in addition, I'm actually born and raised there. Moved to the US about 9 years ago and came here through a job that was part of a 25-year career in sales and sales leadership. I sold chemicals, services, SaaS, and other products and services, and did so in a variety of companies in different geographies, teams of 1 and teams of 100. And I took that skill or those learnings about 3 years ago and started Vendux. And Vendux is a matchmaker between for executives that are looking for fractional and interim sales leadership roles and companies who need that kind of skill set. And we work with early stage growth-minded companies anywhere between pre-revenue and 10 to 15 million in revenue. That's our ideal client profile, and that's the space where a fractional executive can have the most impact because they bring 100% of the skill set for a fraction of the price, because their skill set isn't needed full-time. If they work 20 or 30% of their time, they can accomplish way more than somebody with less experience or somebody wearing multiple hats like a founder, him or herself. And since we are in the fractional executive space, we are getting ready to publish what we call a Bill of Rights for fractional and interim executives. And I put a link to that into the chat. And if anyone likes to comment, please reach out to me afterwards. I'm always looking for feedback. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, and there are a couple of fractional CMOs in the group, and I know some fractional CTOs, so I'm sure they'd be interested in contributing, and would be happy to send them that link.
Henning,
Cool.
do you place, let's say, part-time salespeople in companies?
No, I place sales leaders. So I fill roles equivalent to a CMO, like a CSO, a CRO, a VP of sales. I'm not placing fractional AEs or fractional SDRs.
I might want to have a chat with you. I think I have a company that may need something in your category. So
okay, and I'm putting my email and phone number in the chat right now. Thank you.
You can find Henning under Vendux, VENDUX, or under his LinkedIn. Okay, Rochelle, good time.
Okay, here we go. It's Rochelle from Dynamic Business Growth. And I always say that it's dynamic business growth and not schlep along business growth. And I find that so many companies they struggle with speaking about their business in a compelling way. Most are boring, long-winded, they speak in industry jargon, or they try to put a size 10 foot of information in a size 6 shoe. And in general, people turn off pretty quickly. Now, the other thing is I want to know, like, how do you pull a rabbit out of a hat? What is your high level thinking? And based on your high level thinking, I can get to see if you are the clear choice for your clients. And you can also demand greater fees, because there's so many people so many clients that I know right now that because they do not know how to articulate what they do, they're so undercharging that it's pathetic. I mean, I had one client that I almost sobbed. It was just pretty crazy. So companies pay a lot of attention on their brand, with their online brand. Some people take it to the next level and they'll pay attention to their personal brands. But I want to talk to you about what is your verbal branding. The way you say something is so important. The quality of your business is in relation to the quality of your language. So I love working with sales teams, solo practitioners that need to stand out in a market that's very competitive. And again, I love family-owned businesses. There's a level of complexity working in there that I just thrive on. So if somebody needs to say, I always say, are you storytelling or boring telling? And creating those dynamic stories is where I do some of my best work.
Thank you. And you launched your workshop, right?
Yes, and it's going. I think it's going pretty amazing. So I'm enjoying it, and I think it's going great. So we'll see.
It's a weekly. You meet weekly for like 6 weeks or something.
It's weekly for 6 weeks, and we're just about to go into week 4. So it's going very well.
Wonderful. Are you going to do another one soon?
Yes, I'd like to. After I do the first one, do a little revamp and see how it's and see where I need to course correct, and then I'll think about doing the second cohort. I love it. Wonderful.
Jeff Linder, you're up.
Hi, thank you very much, Michael. My name is Jeff Linder. I started an advertising agency in 2007 called Fresh Branding Group, and here we are all these years later. We just finished 4 commercials for an OTC pharma client. You should see him on TV in the next several weeks, months. It's been quite a big project. I'll tell you what I'm looking for in a minute, but I just want to ask everybody in this group a question. Has anybody noticed, because I sure have, that the 2 most confusing words in business are branding and marketing? No one knows, maybe except for the people in this group, what branding and marketing is. I'm in several other networking groups. Like, for example, a guy gets up, he puts logos on umbrellas and pens and so forth, and gets up and he starts off by saying, I do branding. And I'm sitting there and I am just ready to explode. You don't do branding. You have no idea what branding is. Putting a logo on an umbrella is not branding. It has a name. It's called logo on an umbrella, but that's not branding. People get confused. What is marketing? They think maybe it's something that you do in the grocery store. It just absolutely makes me crazy. Well, we do all of this. We do know what these words mean. I have worked in large agencies. My background is large agencies in New York. You know, unless you know the agencies, I started at Doyle Dane Bernbach, TBWA, Oley and May, the J. Walter Thompson, Young and Rubicam. So I think after this experience, and since I started my own company, I think by now I kind of know it. I kind of know what I'm doing. So what I'm looking for are connections in the food and beverage industry, wine, pharma, OTC, and regular pharma, RX pharma, and OTC, and also business consultants are in these big accounting firms, or it's maybe even small accounting firms. These are great connections for us. So that's all I have to say for today. And I do want to say that it's branding and marketing. No one knows what it means. No one really knows what it means.
Thank you. And you could see over Jeff's left shoulder a whole bunch of awards way in the back there, and over his right shoulder a whole bunch of medications. I'm not sure what that is, but I can explain.
You know what, that's really for the client to see. So
that's
to let
your
them know.
client over the counter client.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's all their products. Wonderful. Let's see who was next. Faith. Tomases. You're gonna have to get that. I'm gonna have to get that straight. And then Alex. Faith, you're up. You up there, Faith? Faith still with us. Hold on. She may have left.
Here I am. Can you hear me?
All right. Yep, now we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, hi. My name is Faith Tomases, but if I'm an Italian restaurant, I say Tomases. And I have a bit of a schizophrenic identity, but because of that. But anyway, I am a message maker. And what I do is I help people and companies articulate their message and what they want to say, and then translate that into words in the most appropriate manner for the situation, be it a website, a brochure, a name, a tagline, etc. And I'm been on my own for 30 years. I work very closely with graphic design firms and other consultancies as a subcontractor, but I also have direct clients, and I'm very versatile. I was trying to think of examples in the past year. I've written front package label copy for toenail fungus. I have done a big parking lot system in New York, which I named Icon Parking. I have a confidential project in-house where a neuropathic physician who wants to launch a vitamin brand is losing her brand because of a divorce. So the name is being lost in a divorce. So I'm coming up with a new brand for her. And I'm also been working very intensely in the past 6 months in the carbon credit market. And that's been really exciting, launching a new brand that will, and I did the name, which I'm not going to share yet because they haven't gone out yet, but I've done the website, a lot of consumer research. So I do anything within the marketing sphere that is questioning and what are we trying to say and what are people saying back, and then turning that around to words. And so I'm ready to help anyone who might need assistance in that arena. Have more time?
Perfect timing, just at the bell. Thank you. Okay, and the lipstick matches the sweater color. So nice. Let's see. Faith. So we now have some of our guests, Alex, then Siobhan, then Victor, who's not a guest, and then Tracy, who is a guest. So Alex, you probably get the picture by now. You're up.
Sure thing. Yeah. Thanks again, Michael, for the invite. And great to be introduced to everyone. I've enjoyed hearing everyone's introduction. So my name is Alex Schwartz. I've been working with mostly seed to Series B startups for the last 12 years or so, working with companies, a lot of them in New York, a lot of them from the West Coast, and some of them from Europe. And I work on mostly digital marketing, growth, performance marketing, and also quite a bit of conversion rate optimization. And my approach is holistic. I work with the leadership of the company to, usually their goals are significant revenue improvement in a short time span. And I've worked with about 30 companies over the last decade or so, and I'd say 20 to 25 of them experienced more than 300% revenue growth in a pretty quick time period, 3 to 12 months. Of course, when we're talking about companies of this stage, it's required that they grow by that figure on a yearly basis. But like I take an engineered approach to making sure that they can achieve those goals. So I guess there's a few growth marketers here as well. So like I said, a big specialty of mine is also conversion rate optimization. Working on improving conversion rates for a company that's really struggling, 300%. And the obvious example for conversion rate optimization is e-commerce, but also looking at a holistic growth approach. There's a lot of factors that go into the math of a company's bottom line. So it could be optimizing the conversion rate of some other sort of lever in the math of that. Like I said, a pleasure to be introduced. I can offer a significant referral to anyone. So feel free to reach out.
Yeah, and you should, I think you should connect with David Libby of 2Pins. That's the number 2 PINZ. You could find him on the, he does PR for startups. So that might be a good connection for you. And so thank you for Alex. Alex also reminded me that the conversion rate optimization is the key to remember. Alex, it's a pretty broad range of things that he does, but CRO is probably one of the more unique things. Thank you. And next would be Siobhan.
Thank you, Michael. And I'll echo Alex's remarks in saying that it's been really interesting listening to everybody here in the room and what their genius areas are. And I look forward to connecting with many of you. My name is Siobhan Fitzpatrick. As you can hear from my tone and my accent, I am Irish and based in Ireland, but I am supporting global business to business professionals, entrepreneurs, business owners who are looking to grow their business, i.e. create business without borders. We run a virtual network, and as being a guest here, I'd like to also gift you all an invite to our events for anybody who's looking to expand or at least dip their toe into considering doing business outside of the US or Canada, and I'll include that in the link shortly. So my role, I have a background 25 years in event management. I am an accredited coach, trained coach, and I have pivoted all of that learning and skills for many, many years into the art of networking. I also train people in how to network for success, creating a better return on their investment. Oftentimes we can spend a lot of time networking with no return. So I help people get more strategic and tactical in that approach to networking. My name is Siobhan Fitzpatrick. The business is the Networking Hub, and we're here to connect you to others who are looking to do the same through peer-to-peer support. Thank you, Michael.
Absolutely. And Siobhan's networking group, the Networking Hub, is on the list with all of her contact information. When I say the list, it's that networking list that's now a Google Sheet, will eventually be on the website.
And Michael, I forgot to do an ask, because I do have a specific ask.
Sure.
And I'm looking to connect to somebody who has experience in supporting businesses, collaborative businesses. So let's say I am half the business and the other half of the business is in the States or in another country, and how to support that partnership, because there's a lot of challenges through finances, through legal terms. So if there's anybody who has experience in supporting that kind of business, I'd love to chat with them.
Yeah, I think, is it legal help or is it more?
Well, I'm actually looking to get somebody to talk to my network on that topic. But also it'll be very intriguing for myself to learn about. It's not just about legal. There's different arms. There's the financial aspect, because this is where we're challenged when you have a business of multinationals. And I don't know if this is something Sarita does. I know from the US side and doing international trade, it's how to create that bank, that connectivity of enabling the business partners who are in different countries or in different continents, perhaps, to manage the finances of the business, but also legally how that works.
All right, wonderful. Thank you. And thank you for bringing your dog, cute dog. We only have 6 minutes, 6 minutes left, 6 minutes left, and 3 of us. So 2 minutes for each. Victor Lee, you're up. Victor, are you here?
He needs to.
He's muted.
He's muted. Victor, go off mute.
Oops, there we go. Sorry about that. Thanks, Michael. Nice to see everybody. So I'll make this pretty quick. My business is all about networking and connecting the dots. So I'm looking for interesting business situations where in many cases I can say, oh, I know somebody, and we can put a deal together and everybody benefits. So for example, I had a client in Brazil. They needed market research in the United States. I said, oh, I know Sarita. So we dragged Sarita into that project. It also works the other way. I had a client who does entertainment on Zoom, And Rochelle was kind enough to say, oh, I know somebody. So we're working on that. In the course of this, I've developed a idiosyncratic networking methodology. And Rajiv was kind enough to say, oh, let's make a podcast out of it. So Rajiv and I host a podcast about networking, how to be a better networker. The podcast is called Things I Didn't Learn at Harvard. Michael has been kind enough to be a guest on our podcast. And I'd be happy to chat with anybody and everybody here about networking, how they can be a better networker, or how I can help them through my network. Siobhan, we should talk because I have somebody that could be very useful for you as well. So Victor Lee, look forward to connecting with everybody whom I don't already know. And Michael, the floor is, I guess, Tracy's.
Yes, Tracy.
Hey, everybody. My name's Tracy. I was brought here by Rajiv. Did I say it right? Yes. Okay.
Did.
I keep messing up his name. Anyways, I met him a couple weeks ago on a networking event, and we connected on a one-on-one, and we had no idea how we met each other. So that's how much networking we both do that we didn't even know where we originally met. But anyways, I'm over here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I do website design, social media marketing, a ton of networking events. I also am a co-host for a show called The Connect Show with John and Tracy. I put a link in the chat. If anybody's interested in being on that show, we have a form on our website that you can fill out and go through a process where we pick through everybody who's filled out the form, and then we can ask you to be on the show. So I encourage everybody, if you want to get a plug to your business, to fill out that form, because we could do it virtually. And what else? I have also a bunch of networking events too. So please visit my website, smallbizmke.com. I think I put that link in the chat earlier too, but I can do it again. And we have a networking event on Zoom every Monday night at 6 and Thursdays at 2 called the Think Tank, where we meet together just like this. We do very quick introductions, and then we dive into a business topic and exhaust it completely until everybody leaves with some value. So that's about me.
Wonderful. It sounds like your networking group should also be on my networking list of networking groups.
I would love it.
All right. So you'll let me know. So I didn't forget anybody, did I? I will go last. So my name is Michael Bendit, as most of you know. Hold on, I got to set the timer. My core business is representing software development teams. So I don't do any programming myself, haven't done it in 30 some odd years, but I do understand what programming and software development is all about, but I also understand the business side and the business needs. So my job is making those connections, bringing people together who need a development team, and that could be to build a website, to build an e-commerce site, to build a mobile application, to build something that is unique. It could be an operation system. And I have 12 teams that I work with that have a very broad range of capabilities. And so, people come to me because they need that help in figuring out what's the best team. You could go to a team that does programming. It's almost like going to somebody who, you want a portrait, a realistic portrait, but you go, I need an artist. Well, there's artists out there that do sculpture, that do glass, that do what you really want is somebody who's got the specific skill, but you may not know where to find that. So my job is to make those connections and help people figure out what they need and bring the right resources to the table. A good example, I just recently started a conversation with a doctor who runs a mental health clinic, a rehab clinic, to help with a very small project to connect their Salesforce system to a form online that is going to appeal to their very high net worth clientele. But after that call, he was impressed by what I do and called me about another project that he has personally in the medical data space. So we're talking about that. And I have another team who's got experience specifically in that area. So I'm matching him up. I also want to say we're at the top of the hour. I am about to write a check, one for $5,000 and one for $2,500 to two people who referred me business. So that the total is 6%. My typical is 5%, but in this case, because it was 2 people, I wanted to give an extra percent 4 and 2 for a $125,000 Shopify site that we just recently closed. So very happy to pay referral fees. That is about a quarter of what I get paid, so it comes right out of my my own commission. But since that's really how I make my living, happy to pay those people who refer business. And it's right on my my listing. I want to thank everybody for showing up. I know some people had to leave a little bit early. Do right click or click on the 3 dots under chat, and you can hit save chat, so you make sure that you get all of the comments and all of the LinkedIn's that people dropped into the chat. Our next meeting is next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Obviously, you'll all get an invite for our guests who want to come back. You have the link to the invite page, and I can certainly give you the coupon code if you want to come in for free. Again, guests Tracy, Alex, and Siobhan. Thanks for joining us. Take care.